We grow up believing that peace is something you earn, that one day, after you've worked hard enough, healed enough, succeeded enough, you'll finally arrive at a place where everything is calm, where the noise stops and the weight lifts and you finally feel okay. So we keep going. We keep climbing and fixing, improving and chasing, all in the name of someday. Someday I'll feel peace. When the debt is gone, when the relationship is healthy, when I lose the weight, when I finally figure it all out, but somehow that someday never really comes. Because as soon as one fire is out, another begins. As soon as one thing gets better, another feels uncertain. We reach one milestone and immediately move the finish line. Peace always feels like it's just one more thing away. One more goal. One more solution. One more version of ourselves we need to become. We live like peace is a destination, a prize, a place we can finally rest once we've earned it. But what if that place doesn't exist? What if peace was never meant to be something you reach? What if peace was something you return to? The reason peace feels so far is because we've trained ourselves to never feel like we've done enough. Every time you accomplish something, your mind whispers, okay, but now what? You finish one task and another appears. You solve one problem and a new one takes its place. You reach one version of yourself and immediately imagine a better one you haven't become. This is not a flaw in you. It's a pattern you've learned, that you must keep moving to stay valuable. That stopping means falling behind. That resting means losing. That if you ever slow down, everything will collapse, and so you chase. Not just goals, but worth. Validation. A feeling of enoughness that never arrives because it was never meant to be found out there. And here's the trap. The longer you chase peace like a reward, the further it runs from you, because peace doesn't speak the language of pressure. It doesn't bloom under constant evaluation. It can't survive in a mind that only stops when everything is perfect. You don't need to chase peace. You need to stop running long enough to let it catch up to you. We've spent years chasing peace like it's a destination, like it's a level we reach once everything is finally okay. But peace was never meant to be earned. It was always meant to be noticed. Peace is not a finish line. It's a breath. Pause. A single moment where you choose to stop holding your life like a weapon to be sharpened. It's the second you exhale, not because everything is perfect, but because you've decided to stop fighting what is, choosing presence over perfection, stillness over control, acceptance over achievement. You don't have to fix everything to feel peace. You just have to stop running from this moment, even now, right now. As you listen to these words, there is a quiet just beneath the surface, a softness that asks nothing of you. It doesn't care what you've done today. It doesn't care if the dishes are still in the sink, or your inbox is full, or your life is unfinished. It only asks, can you be here now? Can you let this moment be enough? Because peace isn't waiting for you at the end of some perfect version of life. It's waiting for you in the middle of your mess. Right here, it's right now. As it is, you don't arrive at peace. You return to it, again and again. One of the biggest illusions that keeps us from peace is the belief that if I can just control everything, then I'll finally feel safe. So we try, we plan, we prepare, we micromanage every detail. We carry the weight of everyone's feelings. We obsess over what might happen and rehearse conversations in our heads 1,000 times, just in case. We become exhausted trying to predict life. Like it's a problem to be solved instead of an experience to be lived. But the truth is, no amount of control can protect you from the fact that life is uncertain. People change, circumstances shift, pain happens, healing happens too. And you are not broken because you can't control it all. you're just human. Control feels comforting because it gives us the illusion of power. But what it often steals is our capacity for presence. When you grip too tightly, you lose the ability to receive what's actually here. You can't taste the food if you're worried about the next meal. You can't enjoy the silence if your mind is screaming about what might go wrong tomorrow. You think you're keeping yourself safe, but you're actually missing your life. True peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from realizing you don't have to. Let go. Not because everything is fine, but because holding on was never working anyway. Let go and fall into the arms of the unknown. That's where real peace begins. There's a kind of peace that doesn't wait for life to get easier. It doesn't depend on silence or sunshine or everything going your way. It's the kind of peace that sits with you in the middle of chaos. Doesn't cancel the noise, but reminds you you don't have to become it. You've probably seen it before, in someone who had every reason to fall apart but didn't, in someone who smiled gently through their grief, in someone who listened deeply even when their own world was crumbling. That's not denial. It's not apathy. That's presence. That's the peace that doesn't need everything to change, because it has learned to hold both beauty and sorrow in the same hand. Peace isn't the absence of difficulty. It's the presence of awareness within the difficulty. It's knowing, yes, this is hard. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I wish it were different. But I'm still here, and I don't have to run. Stillness is not a place you escape to. It's a space you build within yourself, one breath at a time. So when the storm comes, and it will, don't look for an exit. Look for the part of you that can stay. It's a part that watches the waves but doesn't drown. It's a part that breaks but doesn't disappear. The part that whispers, even now, there is something in me that is still whole. That's peace. Not the perfect moment, but the quiet center that stays with you through it all. You don't have to wait for everything to settle before you begin practicing peace. Peace isn't something that happens when the world becomes quiet. It happens when you learn to become quiet within the world. So how do you begin? Start small. Start where you are. Not in the future. Not after the deadline. Once you're less overwhelmed. Right here. In this exact version of your life, take one deep breath. Not to fix anything, just to feel it. Just to remember that you're alive. Notice something ordinary. The softness of the light. The quiet hum in the background. The way your hands rest in your lap. These are not distractions. These are your life. Let go of the need to be okay. What if peace doesn't mean feeling fine all the time? What if peace means being honest about how you feel? Without trying to escape it, release the pressure to fix. Not everything needs to be solved right now. Some things just need to be held, to be witnessed, to be allowed to exist without being judged. Speak kindly to yourself, even if your thoughts say otherwise. Whisper, you're safe now. You're allowed to rest. You don't have to figure it all out today. These small practices are not a waste of time. They are acts of rebellion in a world that demands speed, noise, and perfection. Every time you choose to pause, to soften, to notice, you're reminding your nervous system, I am not in danger. I am not behind. I don't have to hustle to belong. This is how peace returns. It's not all at once, but breath by breath, softly, quietly, and without needing anything to be different first. You've spent so long believing you need to earn peace, that you have to reach a certain point before you're allowed to rest. That when your inbox is clear, your wounds are healed, your life is finally in order, then you'll be okay. But life doesn't work like that. Life is a series of unfinished things, unfolding, breaking, becoming. There will always be another fire to put out, another goal to reach, another part of yourself that feels not quite ready yet. If you keep postponing peace until everything is perfect, you will wait your whole life. Because the truth is, the version of you that deserves peace is not the one who has it all figured out. It's the version of you who's tired, who's hurting, who doesn't know what's next. That's the one who needs gentleness the most. Peace is not a place you arrive. It's a way of walking, even with the weight. It's not the reward at the end of healing. It's the companion through the healing. So let this be the moment you stop waiting. Not because life has become perfect, but because you have decided to stop postponing your own softness. Let this be the breath where you remember. You don't have to chase the light. You are the light. You don't need more proof, more progress, more clarity. You are allowed to be okay, even if nothing else is. And if today isn't peaceful, if your chest is heavy and your thoughts are loud, that's okay too. The practice is not to feel peaceful all the time. The practice is to return every time you forget. And so if you are listening to this while holding something heavy, I hope you can put it down, even for just a moment. Not because the burden is gone, but because you deserve to rest your arms. You don't have to wait to be okay. You don't have to wait to come home to yourself. That door has always been open. The quiet has always been waiting, and peace is still here. This is Quiet Philosophy, where thinking isn't loud, and life doesn't need to be either. Subscribe if you haven't already, not for noise, but for something you can actually feel.